episode 2 of the Player Chatter podcast. This is a live one. Episode 1 will be coming out soon, still under the works of editing. Sorry for that. 2 before 1, second best versus the worst type shit. But today we'll be talking about the trade deadline, second half of this 2022-2023 NBA season, and we are going to take our picks at the end of the season awards, the end of the year awards. So first, we're going to get into this crazy trade deadline that some people are hailing as the best ever. And I wouldn't be mad to say it is, because it is pretty insane. Yes, sir. Old friend, great gaming. Hey, by the way, before we get into it, bro, do you still play? You can't even play single player games? Okay. Okay, maybe it is. I hear that. Maybe another time I can start asking you about that. Because I remember, I think you were playing, forgive me if I get it wrong. I know Persona 5, but you were playing some like Star Game. I forgot what it was called. Yes, that. Yeah, that was pretty good. Mm-hmm. But glad to have you here, man. You are my first guest. It is cool to have you live as well. Like, this is really a great experience that we're about to have right here. I hope to have a lot of fun with you. Yes, sir. Just freaking insane. I mean, I'm not saying it's not worth the haul that they got, but geez, that's a big move for Brooklyn, especially after moving Kyrie to the Mavs. Yep. Especially with that, whole tie up between the fourth and 13th seeds being, total of 4 to 6 years back apart entirely. Yeah, if you look at the records, like I'll say quite a few teams are positive, but most teams are right above or right below 500. Is Lonzo still out for you guys?
Oh yeah, he's still out.
I'm sure.
He's still out.
I'm sure that's a big part of it, huh?
But yeah, before I do though, I'm just gonna get on to the next trade that a lot of people are talking about. Well, what if the Lakers could get Westbrook?
Well, hold on,
Westbrook.
I don't want to step off the Nets too. I don't want to step off to this shit because I feel like there's still a lot to talk there. Unless you want to come back to it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna circle. Let's circle right back around.
Okay, cool. All right,
Circle right back around.
all right, Westbrook, man, my man, Mister. Why not?
Yeah, West Carter, the 3-2 trade. Um, with Minnesota getting Utah, Lakers getting D'Angelo Russell, Minnesota getting McNaughtry. Again with the Lakers, you got James Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, very good vet pieces that they created in LA. Losing D'Angelo Russell would definitely leave them better, or at least the floor a lot better. Steven Jackson's not one talent management. Damian Jones as a top four first possession first round pick, and the Timberwolves also got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I did briefly was finish their rookie contract one time. Can't go through that stuff alone. And 3 second rounders.
Okay, actually, that's a good move for them.
So, oh yeah, and there's talks about Westbrook trying to get a buyout from Utah. Now, how true that is and how far that's really got steam, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm not an inside man. I'm just broadcast speculation put together. Um,
Hmm.
I wouldn't want him on the Bulls personally. I don't care what people say because honestly, we need somebody with consistency, and he's way too inconsistent. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, but I still feel like with Zoe out, you like his productivity could still help.
I think. Oh yeah, no question. I think it would definitely outweigh what we have now, but
In the long run, like, would you re-sign him
at the
after
same
the year or
time,
no?
no, he's not worth the $1 billion. Like to me, he's not worth the $1 billion. Unless he was actually committed to getting back to where he was when he was averaging triple doubles and basically being, I personally thought he was cap averaging too, but on that same token, when you're with Oklahoma at the time when him didn't really have to help him.
I mean, same thing with the Wizards. I mean, when he had Bradley Bill, it's the same case. Like, who do you really have to help him other than Bradley? But I mean, that's the reason why though. I mean, I mean,
Exactly.
how you gonna average a triple double
Exactly.
playing with LeBron and AD?
No, you're not. As long as you know it.
So it's not that he can't do it. It's just he has that equal caliber, even greater caliber playing alongside him. He didn't have it in KC. He didn't have it in Washington.
Yeah, yeah. He's not what I know Zach Levine and DeMar DeRozan don't exactly chase after boards like any other guard or anything like that. They need better passing than 3 point shooting. That's what the Bulls really need to be better and more successful. Otherwise, instead of just getting tenths. And again, I'm speaking as a fan, and I know we're on both sides, and I know recapping has its benefits. I agree, because when you get dominated on the boards, man, you ain't gonna win many games.
Right, right. So what kind of player do you think you guys would need? Like, what kind of point guard are you suggesting they target, or like, what player do you think they would fit for that? Or if not Westbrook, who? Like, how do you feel like a Malcolm Brogdon type player
Yeah, I was thinking more of a Danny Ainge.
in a trade?
We can
Well,
get that.
obviously, yeah.
So then that way it comes off, but whether it be in a trade or whether it be free agency, even though I think his salary will be, I think, what, like 4 more years, 3 more years.
I can
But
see
I
that.
would say advanced needs to fit that purpose because he's scrappy on defense. Say what you will, despite how what he's at what 6'2", 6'1", that man is one of the most scrappiest point guards I've ever seen on TV.
Oh no, you're
Just
definitely
saying.
correct. You're completely right on that. And that's how it tends to be for like the smaller guards.
Yeah, and on top of that, he can score at a volume, and he knows how to pass. He can pass the ball,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't need to be the pressure to be the highest scoring person on the team, especially when you have two of our best mid-range shooters in this day and age, in Griffith and DeRozan, especially DeRozan. My God,
And you got Vujovic
I
at the
love DeRozan.
five.
Yeah, and you can even here's the thing: you can even slide Vooch to the four and bring Drummond off the bench at the five, and he's not going to dominate the paint.
Yeah, as long as he's not freaking yo stepping air balls.
Exactly. Yeah, and get that yo, because Vooch,
Yeah.
if I have to have a stretcher, yeah, I want him at the four. Because Drummond, I don't care what anybody says, that man can dominate the paint when he needs to.
Yeah, he had a great game the other night. I think he had like a 20-point double double, like 20 minutes.
He, yeah, yeah, that's right up. Okay, now there's a thing I saw here that's actually going to circle back around to what we were talking about with the Nets. I'm not trying to talk about the Kyrie trade just yet. I was going to circle back to that after. Where's that? Where's that? It's in my notes somewhere.
I mean, in between, we could just throw in there that they did move Jay Crowder for 5 second-round picks. It
Oh
included
yeah,
still,
yeah,
the four first rounders and the pick swap that they got from Phoenix already.
yeah. That was nuts.
That alone
That was nuts.
is crazy and positive for their future. And then you could just talk about the recent game performance. Like before all these new players are added, Cam Thomas alone, like 3 games back to back to back, 40 game performances.
Didn't he just get moved too?
Did he?
No, I don't think so.
I hope not.
I'm thinking that.
I swear if he did, that would be the dumbest thing. They better not have moved him.
To be honest with you, no, I don't. I'm not seeing that.
Cool, cause man, that would be so dumb. I feel like him and Claxton cannot be touched right now. Oh, which one you
No, they
talking
need to have Claxton. Honestly, without Claxton, the Nets wouldn't be where they are.
about? No, they wouldn't.
Um, because he has been their defensive center of record. So here's an interesting move by the Nets. They traded away for I think it was the backup four that still active
Okay.
that just for draft rights traded just now. This dude, he was a guy that somebody that Utah initially drafted, but he ended up become overseas again. So the draft rights for him were listed with the Nets.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's one I definitely
So
I didn't hear about. That's interesting. I don't know who that is.
yeah, I think it was a second rounder that was initially drafted from the overseas team or a G leaguer. I actually have to compare the two again.
Hmm. Well, I mean, okay, while you're doing that, I'm gonna just like take a step back and look at the Nets roster right now. How are they looking? Okay, so we know they have Cam. We know they have Claxton. We know they still have Ben.
Yeah,
Ben who can still contribute, offense and defense. Even though his scoring output isn't there like it was, earlier in his career with the Sixers. But it's not terrible. I mean, actually, they're playing the Bulls right now.
yep. Looks like the Bulls are up 34-30.
36-32.
38.
Oh,
Turnover.
Ooh, they.
8 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, a steal.
I mean, I kind of can't mention this player without talking about that Kyrie move. But so I'll stick to the Nets and how they're moving on from that big three era, like you said, with the Harden, Kyrie, KD. They're officially taking that step away from it, like how Orlando did a couple years back with Aaron Gordon and Vujovic. They just send both of them out pretty much at the same
Yeah,
time.
no question about it.
But I like how they're
Yes,
looking, you know.
I like the fact that's definitely a difference. It's something that we've seen done. Um, well, let's hope Claxton's out with the left hamstring injury.
Oh man, that sucks.
Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson are playing great minutes.
Oh man, yeah, they're gonna be a great addition to the team.
Oh yeah, they will be. That's someone that brings some major depth at the very least, and something else.
McHale and Claxton holding down the defensive effort.
Let's go, Chicago.
Reliable stretch and Cam.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you got both Cam.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow.
Teams that have made little moves, you got Miami, you got the Hornets.
Oh yeah.
One that isn't getting talked about too much because of that big Phoenix. Okay, let's touch on that Phoenix part. We talked about the Nets side of it, but we didn't get to Phoenix. How they kept the core three and CP3, Booker, and Ayton. Got rid of some depth, as people are saying, but I still think they can hold it together with what they have.
Yeah, they hold it pretty nicely. Isn't correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Durant a free agent after this season?
Um, I don't think so. I think it might be after the next season. I can check. I'm already on it.
Your shit's running past your mind right now.
Um,
Cause I am the greatest.
nope. It says he has 3 years left on his contract.
Oh, so he just signed that extension.
3 years on the contract. So yeah, like people could say they got rid of depth, but they did add T.J. Warren as well. KD is a
They also
big
got Darius
addition.
too.
Oh yeah, they did get Darius
Yeah,
Baisley
they
for
got
Dario
from
Saric.
OKC for Dario Saric in the second rounder.
That's a nice addition too. And that should mean Darius should be getting some more minutes.
No questions asked about that one. That's actually going to be beneficial for both parties.
Yep.
Being honest with you, I think Saric needs a team that's actually going to build around his skills. And with Muscala being as super big as he was, Saric is going to fit that role that Muscala did in OKC.
Exactly, and I feel like for Darius, I mean not as only is he a good addition to the Suns for losing Cam, but I mean like I said, if he gets more minutes, that's a positive on his side too, because he was kind of getting overshadowed in OKC, even with Chet being out for the entire season.
So here's my question, lineup wise. Lineup wise, does KD fit in at the three or the four in this case? Because
I'd say
there's
the
not a lot of
four.
there's a lot of depth at the big.
I'd,
Yeah,
I'd say the four, and they put like Torrey Craig at the three.
that's going to be interesting to see. But I will say this though, that amount of freaking shooting that Phoenix has, I'd rather not see Aiden draw himself out the game again, man.
That offensive firepower is going to be crazy. It's just
Exactly. I
what
feel
can
like
they do in? I'm not even gonna say like the half court defense because team defense is important. We pretty much just saw that in Brooklyn with KD and Claxton what they could have done. So we could see what KD and Aiton can do defensively together in the half court set. but I'm more worried about transition defense. Like if it's a breakout transition, who's gonna be that hustle guy to take to run the extra mile to get that chase down, or the halt the play a little bit.
That's an interesting question on that one. Honestly, I think it would have to come down to KD on that one because he's kind of the only one that's got any kind of speed left on him. Not saying that CP3 ain't slow, as slow or comes close to slow or anything like that, but he ain't exactly known for defensive prowess nowadays.
Exactly, and three, if not all four of them, I believe, have been dealing with injuries this season. So we also have to take that into play. Like they're all good right now, but come deep playoff run, are they all gonna still be here?
Hmm.
I do want to see CP3 get a ring. That's my favorite player. I've been trying to base my own style off of him since I've been playing basketball, but I just hope he's there to actually win it, and not just sitting on the bench watching.
You're gonna call me crazy for this one, because when I was playing ball, I always wanted to win. I didn't choose to win by jam. I'm gonna be the first person to admit that I didn't choose to hit.
Oh, me neither. I didn't start getting good at shooting until probably like 18, 19.
But dude, if I had hands, I had tricky handles, and CP3 were not getting past me. Um, and I had quickness. I would say my game was more than John Stockton because he couldn't shoot.
John Stockton couldn't shoot. I fuck with it.
All right, here's an interesting trade for you. The Knicks and the Blazers trade. Um, the Knicks got Josh Hart. The
Okay.
Blazers got Cam Reddish.
Okay.
Um, two bench players. Initially, they got Mihailo and RC. I can't pronounce that one. And they accepted 20 years, 23 first round picks.
You said the Blazers got with him? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Blazers got all of them. The Knicks only got Josh Hart.
And then the Blazers also got Matisse, right? Or did he go somewhere else?
I thought he got something.
Where did you say he went?
Oh yeah, no, I know. They also got Matisse, but they sent one of those players that they got from. They sent out one of those players that they got from the Knicks over to the Hornets.
Oh, okay.
Scramble.
Yeah.
And the Sixers got Taylor Samuels,
In the second round, you said.
and and the Hornets both got 2 second rounders.
I like that from Portland. Cam Reddish and Matisse. That's some good moves on the wing.
No question. That's gonna be a good defensive pivot.
And then they still have Winslow, right? They should. And they didn't have to trade Simons.
Has he played anything?
Winslow?
No, right? Is Winslow even good enough to shoot?
Probably not.
I feel like I haven't heard his name since he left. I feel like I haven't heard his name since he left Miami.
I mean, it is Portland, though, to be fair.
Yeah, because it's Dame.
Exactly. It's Dame time and, and Simon's time.
That's some
Mm.
strategy there.
Yeah, but
And honestly, let's be honest, away from Nurkic, what big do they really have?
none.
Exactly. That's what's going to cause them to have problems. They don't have any bigs. They don't have any depth bigs. They have depth at guard for sure with Griffith and Al, but they don't really have any depth at the big.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what worries me about the Nuggets.
And it's not like their guards have size. You know, it's not like they're
Yeah,
top 25 defenders
yeah,
in the league.
exactly. It's like they're offensive first, defensive second. Now, don't get me wrong, that's kind of the way the game is nowadays, but you can't overlook them as defensive powerhouses.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to play for, yeah, if you want to keep them as powerhouses, if you want to if you want to get down for titles, you got to.
For me, I try to explain to people. For me, it's I think wings run the league. I can't talk right now. Wings run the league.
Three and D's, three and D's.
Not even just three and D's. I'm just saying like the small forwards and power forward. Like your bigs. Like for one, you already know you gotta have at least one good center. But
Yep.
they gotta be more than a good center. They gotta be, you have to be able to look at that center and say, okay, in the next 3 years they could be an all star. It can't just be some regular center unless
They're looking at
you
you.
have a lot of wings, because wings can do anything. You can put them at the two, three, four, whatever you need them to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a surplus of that, like look at Boston, like Tatum is the four, you got Brown at the
Yeah.
three. They
Uh,
have a good
Brown
center.
is the three, and Tatum is the three and four.
hmm
Center is Robin. What's his
Robert
name?
Williams, Robert Williams the third.
Robert. Yes.
They got a good center,
Robert Williams the third,
and they
and
got Marcus Smart.
they got Mike Muscala for defensive depth.
Wow,
Yeah, Boston got Mike Muscala for defensive depth. That's nice.
that's nice.
So Celtics do not have three big men. Robert Williams plays starting though.
Oh
Muscala
yeah,
is
he
a
is.
player. So
Yeah, Robert Williams has been started, most definitely. And then they got Horford as well. He's been really
here's an
reliable.
interesting trade player trade.
What's up?
You might hit it. Clippers got Plumlee for Reggie Jackson.
Ooh. And they got Bones Highland, right? They didn't move him after they got him from the Nuggets.
What about the Nuggets?
I believe they got Bones Highland from the Nuggets.
Who is it? Yeah, the Clippers got Bones Highland from the Nuggets for two second rounders.
That's tough.
Bones Highland reminds. You wanna know who Bones Highland reminds me of?
Yeah.
And he straight up models his game after him. I can tell. He reminds me of young AI.
Maybe if I was around to watch young I could say that.
I'm 30 years old. I've never expressed a love of my basketball life.
Man, I started getting into it around that Miami Big Three era. I started playing before that, but I started like watching around then. So that was my highlights, and that was a good time for basketball too. Knicks Mello.
You know what? I'm actually surprised that Melo's still able to be free agent.
Yeah, true.
Surprised Nuggets decided to sign him as a true depth player. Which, if you ask me, the one team that could use him the most, yeah, Chicago could use him the most. Honestly, a return to Denver would be amazing.
Ooh, that would be nice. They could use him. They
They
could
could
use
use
him.
the extra 3 point night.
Even though I like what they do, I do like what they have, especially with Jamal Murray back. They've been
Oh
killing
yeah,
lately.
Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. Oh my God,
Aaron Gordon's been killing
Jokic
too.
probably. Oh yeah, and Jokic being easily being the best passing big man you may have ever seen.
Yeah,
I don't care what anybody says.
yeah.
Nuggets, as long as they remain healthy throughout the rest of the season, and guess who also they got? Speaking of the Nuggets, guess who they got to back up Jokic?
Who?
Thomas Bryant.
Oh, Nah, yeah, they're chilling. They're chilling.
for Devon Reed and 3 second rounders.
They're chilling.
Thomas Bryant, if you ask me, has been quietly been one of the best bench bigs in the league. Who honestly should have been starting at center with sliding AD back in the four.
Man, I wouldn't be
Same with Joe
surprised if the
Demante.
Nuggets. I wouldn't be surprised if the Nuggets do it this year. With the way they've been playing, they've been on a tear.
Well, yeah, with Jokic easily picking up triple doubles. While a lot of people will call stat padding, and I'm one of those people who can and will in time, he's been doing it because the playbook literally fits. Yeah, it's built around him. That team is built around Jokic. It's not built
Yes,
around anybody else but Jokic.
the Nuggets, or would we say like they did it right? They took a player, built around him, they did it right. Like I'm looking at
Exactly,
Aaron
yeah.
Gordon right now though. He's been really stepping up lately, especially with the
But
assist numbers. He's been moving that rock along with Jokic. Like they're both been playmaking bigs. And then Jamal
exactly,
Murray in the backcourt. Oh man.
exactly. And as much as Aaron Gordon is a fun jumper to watch, he has grown as a player ever since he stepped foot in Denver.
Yes, he has. He's more than. I mean, in Orlando, he was starting getting his shooting touch too. But you know, now in Denver, like he's an all around player. He's a solid all around player.
Exactly. Jamal Murray, when he's healthy, he's one of the best offensive weapons behind Jokic.
That man can shift it up in any direction.
And sometimes he can even sit there, and even sometimes he'll even sit there and be a better scorer than Jokic.
Yeah,
But
since his off ball game is off the charts as well. He doesn't have to have the ball in his hands.
defensively, yeah, offensively, yes, but defensively, he just doesn't do it for me. I would like to see him be a little bit better at defense when you consider all the injuries the injuries from last season that sidelined him basically throughout the rest of the season. When you have ACL tears, Achilles tears, meniscus tears, any kind of serious knee damage, I would always implore the idea of, hey, let's work on our defense. Let's make sure we get that going, get that going. That way, in case our scoring does take a hit, we know we can still make an impact on the court.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. Oh, okay. My bad, George. Said you could hardly hear him. Let me see.
Mm-hmm. Anybody talking smack in the comments? I haven't been able to keep count yet, so that's why I was letting you know, letting you know right now.
Nah, you good. Drizz just came in. Miss. Wait, not too long ago. Just came in. I just gotta turn your volume up. Actually, probably not in my headset. Could I figure that out? Could I change that in Discord maybe?
Mm.
Hmm.
Hey, dude, nothing if I give you a pass.
Maybe that should help.
Hello. Hey, mic check. 2 1 2.
No, I can hear you perfectly fine. Maybe it was just the sound of my laptop.
Probably so.
We'll see. We'll see.
Um, okay. So we know all about the big ones that Steph, KD, and Clay, and
Yep.
everything with Brooklyn after that Jay Crowder and Bucks, Cam Johnson.
Yep.
Jay Crowder was kicked out by the team he got shipped in.
Yep. We're the 5 second rounders.
And so Jay Crowder is now a member of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes.
Pacers, let's turn that into a Pacers trade somehow. Pacers.
Run that back by me.
That Milwaukee is rolling on that.
Run that back by me. All
Versus
right, so
Calgary. Oh no,
Bucks got Milwaukee got Jay Crowder and what else? Or is that it?
Mil that's it. That's all Milwaukee got.
Okay, yeah.
Brooklyn got as soon as they got Jay Crowder, they shipped him back off. They flipped him two more second round picks while George Hill, Serge Ibaka, Jordan Wall, and three second rounders.
Okay. Big move on the Pacers' part, first and foremost.
That was a big move. Oh, no question. No question.
Serge Ibaka to back up Miles Turner is a big move.
I'm surprised they managed to keep Miles Turner. I've heard something along the lines. I remember hearing something. I forgot how long ago this was. That Miles Turner wanted out of Indy.
I remember hearing about that towards the beginning of the season as well.
The question is, Miles Turner being more of a defense first center, who gets who's for one and more? I love Miles Turner, but I would actually trade him for that. Trade him over to the Bulls. He needs help on the Bulls. Miles Turner is more capable of that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of teams could take him. Like you said, the Bulls could take him. I feel like the Warriors could take him. Um, shoot.
I don't think the Warriors have the cap space right now. I think they're capped out.
Well, yeah, probably, but I mean, as far as teams that he could fit with.
Oh yeah. Here's one that's out there that might surprise you. Pair them side by side Seattle with Julius Randle and Smith
Ooh, I like that.
at the 4 and
I
the
wasn't
5.
even thinking about that. It's Julius Randle, man.
Julius Randle is going to get some big responsibility because while he was starting to spark up last season, he didn't transition well into this season. He's really been picking up vibes overall.
Yeah, he is definitely taking charge, and he must be doing something with RJ because RJ is right behind him.
Oh, no question about it. I think that the Knicks have gotten both of them all better, and that says a lot, especially when you consider the fact that I'm also talking about Rose too.
Mm-hmm. And how is Derrick Rose doing?
He's still, I think he's still backup center
Okay.
because honestly, he had three straight serious knee injuries. Like he had, it doesn't surprise me that he's hurt at all.
Okay. And I see the Knicks are sitting in the seventh seed. They're a playing team right now. Almost 10 games back from the
Mm,
Celtics. They're not bad. They're not bad at all.
oh yeah, I would like to see us. I would actually like to see a Celtics versus Nuggets game. Just to kind of find out where they are. Never been one hell of a finals.
No doubt. But sure, yeah, oh man, I can't wait to talk about this end of the year awards part of this part. I can't wait to get to that section. But I know we still gotta cover
Oh,
this
well, let's
Kyrie
go
part.
ahead. Oh yeah, so let's go ahead and cover the Kyrie part now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we saved this part for the last.
Here's the thing. The NBA is out on Tuesday. I'm surprised they made this big of a push to get Kyrie, but they got something else to worry about since the Sixers. And Marquise Morris, for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, two second rounders and a first rounder, and a second rounder.
And those are the two players that I wanted that I couldn't talk about yet for the Nets. And in addition to everything that they got from the other trades from like Phoenix and and everything else. They also got a great defender in Dorian Finney-Smith. And we already know about Spencer Dinwiddie, what he's been doing for the Mavs. So for him to come back to Brooklyn, and they didn't flip him, like, people were saying they were gonna flip him, before the deadline, but they didn't. They kept him. So pair that with Cam Thomas, Claxton, Ben, and all these other players that they got. With the picks and everything, they are going to be. I honestly want to keep watching Nets games. I want to watch some more Nets games after everything they've done.
Now, how do you pair Luka and Kyrie? How do you line this up?
Well,
Do you Kyrie one, Luka two, or is it just Kyrie or Luka one, Kyrie two?
I still run Luca at the one. I believe it should still be Luca's show. I just I believe it's still Luca's show. I feel like well, a common thing that people say with the Mavs is that when they find a play that works, they're gonna spam the hell out of it. And obviously
Oh,
these
no question
plays,
about that.
exactly. And obviously these plays revolve around Luca, being the centerpiece of it. But he's involving his teammates. It's not just, like an ISO, like everyone move out of the way type thing. He might be in the post, try to pass out of that. He's doing different things. But now that Kyrie's there,
Yep.
these plays are more, I'd say, like specified. Because, Kyrie can take the ball, but he can also move well off the ball. So when it's Luca's turn and they're running a set for him to be the centerpiece of, like, a setup, Kyrie can definitely come in handy for that. Because he doesn't have to just, come off a screen and shoot it. He can, dribble it out for 5 seconds and get something out of it. Or even pass it back, Luka can then just, move off another screen off the ball. He doesn't just have to stand still after he
Yeah,
passes it off.
he does definitely. I wonder what give us a sense what they have. I know they tried looking to help Luka.
I didn't. I'm surprised they didn't go for another defensive wing.
Oh, well, I agree with that as well. But honestly, like I said, Tim Hardaway did pretty well as far as I know. He's not the best defensive player in the world. I mean, the first person to say that right now. But I think Tim Hardaway can be a solid defender
I can definitely see that
on it.
on a respect part. But I feel like they should have
Yeah, I
like
don't think
targeted a
he's
player like Cam Thomas.
uh,
Not Cam Thomas. Cam Reddish. Like I feel like if the Mavs had gone for him, that would have been a great addition to their team.
but yes, like I said, I think Reddish is almost like a big like screen and paint guy kind of thing.
Yeah, they have been needing one. I believe they still have JaVale, but
Do JaVale? Yeah,
they
I
need a
don't know.
player like
You know,
JaVale McGee for sure.
I don't know why.
And speaking on their bigs, I think a big part of their trade for Kyrie is that they didn't have to move Christian Wood because that third player
Yeah.
there is still a big piece for them.
Oh, no question that. Honestly, Christian Wood might just be the best substitute shooting, but when he gets to shooting, does he as hard as a shot? He's like Eddie Howe.
And with
Yeah,
Dinwiddie being moved to the Nets, this should also give a little more green light, like a little more room for Josh Green to showcase what he could contribute to the team. And like you said, with Luca being out,
that is true.
so I'm kind of liking what they're
But you
doing.
like the starting lineup with Curry.
Yes, I like what they did honestly because they didn't give up much to get Kyrie. Whether he stays or not, they didn't give up much for him. They didn't give up
Yeah,
a
yeah,
whole
and
bunch of first rounders.
that's true. Yeah, and the Nets had the bright idea of signing him beforehand, before he walked away from Memphis.
Exactly. And then they capitalize. I feel like the Nets are really capitalized in these last couple of days in this last week,
Exactly.
and I'm
And
excited to see how it turns out.
honestly, from a current perspective, it might seem like a step back, but when you think about trying to build for the future to make a more sustainable franchise, like say how Boston has their Joker, they built this dynasty through the draft. Damn near all their talent is homegrown talent.
Yeah, 4 out of the starting 5 players were came from the draft.
Exactly. I think Brooklyn is trying to take a major power responsibility for that, and that is exciting.
Especially from what we've seen in the last decade. Like they've been pretty much screwed. I mean, they've been a mediocre team since the Brook Lopez. Yeah, yeah, the Nuggets too. Minus the Aaron Gordon move. But like with the Nets, we
Yeah.
saw that KG Paul Pierce move, and I feel like they've been screwed since then. But
So the Nets have clearly taken a step back to where they should be.
this just came to mind, and I know we're ready to get on to how we're expecting the second half of the season to be. But now with Kyrie and KD gone, I just want to add this last little piece. What do you think this is going to like come out like? How do you think this is going to turn out for Ben Simmons? Now do you like feel like he has more space to do what he wants to do, or what he's
They split up the startup guys.
because
By the end of next season, and yes, I think we can go out here and say by the end of next season. If by the end of next season he doesn't show, if if he shows any kind of fight and wants and actually showing an intention to become better, he will see himself out of the league by the end of next season. If he does not find a way to improve, because right now, for him, it is put up or shut up time.
yeah, right now this season he's putting up a mere 7, 6, and 6, well 6.5, 6.5, shooting about 57 from the field. 7, 6, and 6 is not bad, but it's definitely not what he's what we know he's capable of more. He's an All NBA caliber player. We've seen it happen, and I guess I feel you wanted to see him get back to it.
Don't ever back to it.
Yeah, true, true. But he's also only been play. He's been averaging on under. He's been averaging under 30 minutes. So like, I'm comparing that to what if he was getting like 33, 34 minutes a game on this team where KD and Kyrie are taking the shots.
Yeah. And you're not wrong about that. But I'm standing by what I said. If he doesn't show it,
I feel it. I want to see him become an All
Boston
NBA
might
player.
be in next season.
I want to see him get back to that All NBA player status. I definitely understand that.
Oh yeah.
I just had to get
But
that off.
but oh yeah, no problem. No problem. I don't blame you for that. But that's just how I see it. If he does not get back or try to improve or even see back to an all NBA level state, all NBA second team selection, by the end of next season, he is going to find himself out of the league.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Go ahead, please do. Um, I want to be held accountable on that one, and I want, and listen, I might be wrong for that because I want to see him be successful. I want to see every player be successful. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't come back to it, if he doesn't get back, there's going to be a lot of teams seeing it, trying to see how he can rid himself towards the tail end of his time
Mm-hmm.
that
It could all be for naught.
the team trying to win is not really getting it done.
Yeah, especially him being a non-shooter. No one's gonna really care about the everything else at that point.
Exactly. He needs. This is one of those like these next. I want to see him get back to an 18 pace game kind of player.
Yep, I'm on the same page with you. Especially like with the potential of this team, man. I'm just thinking about them defensively now. They got Ben, Dorian Finney-Smith, Claxton, and McHale, who was last year a DPOY candidate. Like this team defensively, just from just naming those four players, they should be nice. And then um, Cam Johnson and well, fuck, they got two Cam Johnsons now, right? Oh no, a Cam Johnson and a Cam Thomas. I'm tripping, but like, man, they should. Oh man, I'm just so excited to keep watching them play. I'm sorry for keep holding this trade part of this section. Man,
Yeah,
this
he
shit's been crazy.
is a good deal.
2K is gonna be crazy.
Um,
2K is gonna be fun.
oh, dude, I do not want to announce that update, man.
Oh man, yeah, everyone's gonna be using Phoenix. Like Chris Paul, man.
Oh shit, there was actually one more trade. Actually, part of this one update.
All right,
We
last
haven't
one.
actually touched on.
Which one?
Lakers Magic trade. Mo Bamba for Patrick Beverly and a second round.
Oh yeah,
I
that's pretty.
like this move because it adds good depth at center. No guys to come off the bench or who could start in like a 3-4. Beverly could, provide some insight to depth on defense at the guard.
Yep.
Say what you will about Beverly's offense.
I mean, his defensive capability as an enforcer,
Far outweighs it.
I feel like they can definitely squeeze him into the role at the two, like what they tried to do with Gary Harris.
And that's exactly what they need.
Especially with like how Paulo's been performing for his. Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, Markel's, well, and that's something that, not to say, and this might affect Markel too. How do you have superstars written all over you, and after your rookie season, you didn't have to play basketball?
And he had that the hand injury, I believe. Messed up his shooting. And me
Sorry, I was
personally,
actually yapping.
oh good. And I feel like me personally, being on that level of competitiveness with millions of people watching you at all times, to go through
Knowing
that
that
type of
you're not gonna get
injury,
pushed back.
yeah, exactly. And people don't like the normal fan doesn't stop to think about that. Like people talk about Russ's shooting, but he had a injury on his wrist or on his fingers or some stuff. Like, yeah, your shooting's gonna get worse. So what do you expect? If it happened to me or you, yeah, my shooting would be worse. I probably wouldn't be able to shoot at all.
Yeah, but doesn't mean you want to take the insight into it.
Yeah, I can see
That's
that.
what bugs me about Markel. Like, I understand taking a hit on a hamstring or anything like that. I understand, like, take a hit on some offensive capabilities, but what happened? It seems like he was a pretty good defender too in his rookie year.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe like you said, it was just the confidence thing. I mean, for him, being the first pick with that whole trust the process propaganda, like I feel like that was a lot. That could be a lot of pressure. I could even say Ben would do the same thing. Cause that trust the process thing, that's added attention on top of you being the first pick already.
I find that to be a little bit of hit and miss, as far as like the team doing anything because they just already had him locked in.
I can't even argue with that because I was watching that game live with the Hawks where he passed out of that wide open layup, and I was infuriated because I feel like they definitely could have won the next round as well.
Oh, without question. That's why you can't use that argument for everybody in that sense.
Shoot, man.
A wide open layup mistake isn't necessarily what the other team's going to do. You execute that kind of play, you don't always make it. I'll give you a play. If you, even if you took it and missed it, yes, we probably be pissed off and be laughing about the fact that you missed it. But that would have been the right call. Always take the higher percentage shot.
Exactly.
How can you use that when you got a guard on them? Don't you can't sit there and rely on that to being the person 4 and 3, being ready to shoot all the time because somebody's on them.
Right.
Especially when everybody is backing off of you.
Major 16, but I'm not going to get into that. I guess we got the rest of the season to see how the Nets are going to do. I mean, they're sitting right now in the fifth seed, barely 7 games behind the Celtics. We're sitting at the top, 39-16. Bucks are too far behind either. Um, the East isn't too close. The play-in spots are pretty close, so we can see what happens there. But I feel like the Nets, with how their roster is and how I don't think the East kind of made big moves. I feel like it was kind of all in the West this trade deadline. That being said, I feel like the Nets can still be in the playoffs. Obviously, they're not
They're going to be in the play-in
contending
game.
for a ring. Yeah, exactly. They could like knock it. Yeah, they come in as a seventh, eighth seed, put up a good fight, win 2 or 3 games, and maybe go to the second round. If they start snapping, because no one knows how this is gonna play out yet.
I'm just going to go back to my argument earlier when I said before the West teams enter the play-in because of more balance.
Hmm.
Um,
The clear contenders from the East are the top four, being Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, the Cavs. Everyone's got their eyes on those
unless
four.
and some kind of miracle comeback by a certain player for the Bulls.
I'm not gonna sleep on
You
playoff
still got
Miami.
no.
I'm not sleeping on playoff Miami yet. If they get a spot, there's no telling what they could do.
I'm not denying that Jimmy Butler, for whatever reason, plays better in the playoffs, and but
And Lord forbid, but
he's
if
not as he's not as consistent as he should be in the regular season.
nah, he isn't. And I hate to see it.
But he does have pieces though. I do really wish though that they didn't get rid of Griffith. I think it was a really good bench player.
And he can shoot a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the biggest problem with Miami, like you said, they all step up when it's needed in the playoffs. They have that intensity, and I've been to Miami games, and that intensity really is there. But you can never tell what type of injuries. Not even just for them, but their matchups. Like say right now, they be going against what Philly in the playoffs. What if Embiid got hurt? Well, they're more than likely winning that round then. And then there's no telling what can happen from there because they're gonna take that momentum and they're gonna build from that. But as far as the rest of the
I'm
season
just
goes,
looking at Philly, the last team to ever play in the playoffs.
because people sleep on Philly, man. People think James Harden is out there slacking.
That's I was happy you brought that up. My God, because James Harden has improved as a playmaker since he came to Philly.
I can't even say he's improved as a playmaker because he's always had this in him, and he showed it not even just in Brooklyn, but he's shown it way back in Houston. They legitimately had him in the lineup as point guard.
But it was become consistent.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I see what you mean now. Like he's fully taken on that role. Like he's completely settled into that role.
And you know what? As much as concerns they have, and yes, it was still a good deal of work. I'm not gonna. He's still in the team. He's improving every day. Yeah, this is the worst I've worn him for years since he left OKC.
Now I want to touch on this defense real quick. I know you're not knocking it, obviously, but I do want to add that for people who don't know, James Harden is one of the best defenders when it comes to guard post ups. And there has been seasons where he's been top three, top five in like total steals for the NBA season. I just wanted to throw that in there for people who have slept on his defense.
I actually have to agree with that. But how many times have you seen players play slow right by him and like and have them pretty suggestive of him?
Yep, but that's not just him though. That's a lot of stars though. LeBron does it too.
Oh yeah, no question. Yeah, we'll touch on him in a little bit because I have to give some props to the record you always stop of Super rotation.
Yeah,
Um,
40 years.
you're still not the greatest player of all time. F off.
We gonna save that topic for a different pod, bro. We're definitely gonna save that for a different pod.
I'm still pissed. I have to get it out there.
That's gonna be a
But we're
good
gonna
one.
touch on this another time. Uh,
What are we talking about? Oh yeah,
the Patriots are
James
well,
Harden.
I think
5 seasons in a row, he's been averaging a double double with assists, and it's blowing over everyone's heads.
exactly. And he was the biggest all-star on the team without question.
Okay,
One thing I hate about okay, okay, okay.
I wanna
Let me hear your
I
argument.
wanna touch on that.
Give it, give it,
Now,
give it to me.
this is actually, I will say I talked about this a lot in the first episode that I'm editing right now, but I did mention it. Now I feel like James Harden. I feel like obviously he could like I'm not saying he wasn't snubbed, but I feel the perspective to say that he wasn't snubbed. I feel like Tyrese did deserve that spot, and I'm saying that because in Philly you have Embiid there. When you're looking at highlights, oh go ahead.
I have no idea what the hell just happened, but I'm cut out from my thing.
Okay, no worries.
I
Um,
lost signal there.
okay, I was
Go ahead. Let me hear your argument.
I was saying that I feel both perspectives on James Harden being snubbed and not being snubbed because I feel like Tyrese Halliburton deserved that spot. And reasons why is because one, Tyrese has been great this season, offensively and defensively. Like we were just talking about defense with James Harden, and I had to bring up those extra, little stats to add to his case. But when you come to Tyrese, I don't have to do that. Everyone knows that he's a good two-way
No.
defender, a good two-way player.
Oh no, no, absolutely not. And honestly, I think it was a win-win with Indy traded Sabonis for him.
Exactly. And another thing for against Harden's case, and it's not his fault, but in Philly you have James I'm not James Harden. You have Joel Embiid. So when you're looking at the star player, like who's gonna take the shine, it's gonna be Embiid. So he's kinda getting I'm not saying he's getting overshadowed, but Tyrese doesn't really have that. Like the Pacers don't have that. I'm not saying they don't have a leader on their team, but they don't have that one person that's taking all the spotlight. Anybody can take the spotlight for the night, whether it's Matherin, Buddy Hield, Tyrese, Miles Turner. It can literally be anybody on that roster. Where in Philly's case, Embiid is pretty much eating up that entire chunk. So I feel like that
Unless
helped.
he's injured, in which case James Harden.
Right, but if he's injured though, but I feel like for Tyrese, he just has that. He had that little edge over James.
No, yeah, no, okay, okay, I hear you. I hear you. Now, what about all stars that don't feel deserved?
All stars that I don't feel deserved it. Well, who else got snubbed? Because I took a look at the starters, but I didn't take a good look at the reserves.
Um,
I
I
be,
didn't
I
even
know
look at myself.
I know people say that Jalen Brunson got snubbed, but then again, I still believe Tyrese deserved that spot over him as well.
Oh, no question about that one. Honestly, I think the defense has exactly been up to
He's
Halliburton
he's
level,
been great
but
for the Knicks, but I still feel like Tyrese deserved
but
that.
I don't feel like his I don't feel like his scoring comes to what the Knicks can expect.
Consistency wise, sure. But like I said, RJ has been killing it lately for
Just
the
like
Knicks
you
fans.
mentioned, the Bulls Nets game. Bulls are winning 81-77. That wins 142 clinic.
Okay. I hope your team makes it in, man. I like the Bulls.
I'm a diehard Bulls fan too, in case nobody was there's just how are we 1 for 13 shooting on defense and still winning?
How do you feel about this Sadiq to Atlanta move? Do you think this is gonna be a positive for Atlanta? They're sitting right now in the eighth seed, 12 games back.
To who? To who to Atlanta?
Sadiq Bey.
Oh, Sadiq Bey. Honestly, if there was any position that needed him the most, and I love Kevin Porter as it is, but they really needed help at the three
No,
and four spots.
Atlanta doesn't have Kevin
Literally,
Herter anymore.
huh?
Atlanta doesn't have Kevin
Where's
anymore.
Atlanta?
He's in Sacramento.
Oh yeah,
He's been playing great for them.
yeah, he's in Sacramento.
They have DeAndre Hunter.
They got yeah. Sadiq Bey is going into a spot where he should be able to plug right in.
Right. For his shooting prowess, that
Um,
should definitely fit immediately.
Sadiq Bey actually has something that I think a lot of players overlook nowadays.
And that is.
Look at his defense in mid-range.
What about it? That's a tough spot to score
I
in already.
yeah, it's a tough spot to score in, but it's also a tough spot to defend in.
Okay, yeah,
When it comes
especially off of switches and stuff. And screen.
exactly when you account for switches and stuff like that, Sadiq Bey is going to fit in there very well. He can switch onto a five that's stretching out. He can switch into a closing in. He can switch into somebody closing into the rim. He can even switch into somebody on a pick and pop.
And that should
His
definitely give some.
athleticism on defense is something.
That should definitely give some assistance for Clint Capella, who's so slow in that department. And they already have that killer backcourt with Trey and DeAndre. Not DeAndre. No.
Yeah. And speaking of Trey, I actually have to mention.
Yeah.
And speaking of Trey, I actually have to speak on Trey a little bit. One, yes, his scoring has taken a slight dip with using with DeJounte Murray and and everything, but his assists have gone up. His on-ball defense has been a little bit better because I've actually seen him take a few more pockets. Now, whether he's successful to it or not is always up in the air, but he's been playing better on-ball defense.
And that's another player that people are saying has been snubbed. But it's like I said, this is all coming out of the East and it's all in the guard position, so it's kind of tough.
It's funny because the East has easily the best guard center
Yeah.
throughout up and down.
Yeah.
They are much further stacked than we are. Now, when it comes down to the front court, it's very top heavy. You have like what
Actually,
Miles Turner, and you have like what 2 or 3 teams who have in the East have a decent front court with bigs, and then it just falls off the cliff.
if you're looking at it, I'm looking at the Eastern Conference right now, 1 through 15, and every team on there has an all star caliber guard, or like not necessarily a point guard, but a guard in general, minus maybe Orlando. The Celtics have Smart. The Bucks have uh, what you wanna call it, Drew Holidays. If you're just going down the line, you got Donovan and Garland. You got James Harden, Cam Thomas on there, Tyler Hero, Jalen Brunson, Trey and DeJounte, Levine, Van Fleet, Beal. The Pacers have a few, they got Tyrese. The Magic, that's the only
Yeah,
exception. Hornets got LaMelo and the Pistons got Cade.
yeah, and we can't even sit here and discount the Bulls in that tournament too when you got Caruso and Yusuf.
Yeah, yep. Levine and Zoe
Yeah,
is at
Zoe,
that court.
Zoe felt, you want to talk about ball movement, man. Zoe was the ball movement for the Bulls, man. That's why it sucks to see him out for so long.
Zoe's definitely one of the best, or one of the better playmakers in this league. It is his defense is. People talk a lot about Drew Holiday's defense, but I think Zoe's is up there in that same
And
caliber.
honestly, Zoe in hindsight looking at it, while he can score, he understands that he doesn't have to. He is a defender and he can pass the ball very well.
Right.
And
He's rather traditional.
he is the yeah, he is the epitome of a two-way player.
Okay. Well, how do you feel the?
And
Okay, go my bad.
go ahead.
Um, moving from the East to the West, since they're the big talk right now. How do you think this Western Conference is gonna play out at the end of the season? Obviously, I'm putting the Nuggets at the one seed that's indisputable. But now with the Suns,
Barring injury, it's going to come down to this. Nuggets, they will, as long as the Nuggets keep pace, they should finish out number one seed. Probably best record in the NBA this season.
if the
Um,
Celtics don't take it, or Milwaukee.
Suns, Suns will end up taking the three seed. No, yeah, I'm gonna say three seed in the West. Because honestly, I think the first couple of weeks of those three of the new Big Four, let's be honest now, and Phoenix, it's gonna take them a couple weeks to adjust.
Most definitely. And we can only hope that they stay healthy to be able to do that and not end up like how the Nets did with their victory.
Exactly, exactly. But here's the interesting thing about it. About it with Phoenix. How often do you ever hear about them making a long-term switch?
That's true. They're usually out for a couple weeks.
Exactly. I honestly just think that, and this has been going on even in the Heat Masters. Um, they have probably had one of the best medical teams out there because they hardly ever get injured long term. Um, and their strength and conditioning program has been up there over the years. Now, obviously, there's been some changes in recent years, uh, courtesy of like ownership and front office work and all that stuff. But one thing that's always remained the same is that they probably have one of the best medical teams out there.
I didn't know that. But to be fair though, that's all it takes though. All it takes is a couple of weeks for one or two of them to be out to end that season. Especially how
Exactly.
it is right now where it's really close.
Yeah, the West is so superstar heavy. It's hard to really predict anything outside of the one and the two seed. I think
Yeah, because I mean
the
with the
Port
the Mavs,
the something's going
it
to
should be
happen.
straight.
I got Portland. Something's happening in Portland. They're going to end up taking play-in.
That would mean we have to count out the Warriors.
Yep. Warriors, I believe, are going to make up at least enough ground to make the 16 to win the play-in.
That would also mean we have to
Um,
count out the Timberwolves, who just basically swapped D'Lo for Mike Conley, and we never know what this Cat and Gobert thing is gonna come out to be when Cat comes back.
honestly, honestly, here's my thing. Here's my take on that. Cat might need some bringing home this offseason. He might need to extra business offseason
I can
because
see that.
Cat and Gobert
It's not working out.
and Rock, like, yeah, it's not going to work on court. Off court, I think they'd be perfectly fine. Off court, I'm sure they're pretty cool with each other. Whatever. On court, together, they're not really together.
Right, and
Cat
it's
needs
not
that
like you can move one of them off the
size
bench.
to get going.
And it's not like they're
Cat
gonna
needs
bench
somebody
one of
who
them.
can, okay, we're not, okay, you first. Go ahead. We're going to stop that now.
Oh, sorry.
You first.
All I said was it's not like they're gonna bench one of them.
Not with that kind of money that they're both getting paid. Uh-uh.
Mm-mm. It can't happen.
Cat finds, yeah, Cat finds his new home, and you're going to like it. I'd be surprised if he leaves.
Mm. Are you still thinking they're gonna double up on bigs, or you think they're gonna move Bam?
Um, I think Bam knows his role well enough to where he won't interfere with Cat, and vice versa.
I can understand that.
That's what I think is that one because Bam understands he can definitely collect boards. He's definitely really good on defense. Um, he can score. He's got a nice scoring punch to him, but he's not a consistent scoring punch. Yes, I said it. Um,
Bless you.
but that's where Cat comes in. He can be a better scoring punch while still being able to collect boards, as long as he remains the offensive guy that he is. Gobert, at the end of the day, he is he demands the MVP.
Like Andre Drummond.
Exactly. That's why I don't think that's why I think it's going to be a hard play play for Gobert and Cat to play with each other because Gobert demands the entire team, where Cat, well, yes, he demands it too. Part of his game revolves around defense,
Yep, in the post.
and Gobert takes the piss.
Yeah, it's different when you're in a spot where you can shoot versus where you have to shoot.
Exactly. Another place I could see, oh God, why did I not think of this? Another place I could see him going, I doubt it, but I could see it. Charlotte, pair him with LaMelo.
That'd be fine. That'd be fine.
I just made you think of that, didn't you? Didn't I?
You did, but I got one more for you. I got one more for you.
Give
I
me one.
wouldn't put
What
it.
else is Chicago doing right now?
Nah, that's Chicago. But I wouldn't put it past Houston to pull one of those. We get rid of some of the young talent we've been building and go all in on Cat and keep a couple of them. Like if they move Sengun and some players and like say like they end up with Cat, Jalen Green, like Tari East or like or they keep like Jabari and maybe KPJ or they get rid of Josh Christopher, Tari East. Like they got a lot of players and they just got John Wall back, but they got some players they could move.
Yeah.
Like they definitely have trade value on that team. Obviously, they didn't act on it, and I don't blame them for it. I'm glad that they stayed true to what they're doing right now. But I wouldn't put it past them to be, a, you know, 'cause a team that does that. Like how Minnesota just went all in on Gobert.
Yeah, they were well. I did not like them at the beginning. While I'm still very hesitant because he does leave his home, he needed to go somewhere where he feels good to be the primary focus of that team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Minnesota definitely has been that kind of team fit. Honestly, they could use some more help. They might get a value player. Still wouldn't be impressed. And hear me out.
I am because I wanna see if it's the same team I'm thinking.
Probably could have been.
I got two teams in mind.
I got one East and one West.
Say,
The East, the West team, OKC,
okay,
because they really need snub to get anything.
I see. Even though I'm still rooting on Chet. He's been out this season, but
Okay, okay, okay. And that doesn't nothing against that. Like I'm just saying what like what I see from that point.
mm-hmm.
They could have afforded. Honestly, you know what? You know, they could have signed him off for like a 1 year option if he's got injured, and then see what they have in return that way, and then go draft with Gobert.
Right. And for the East,
But in the East, I just got there. South Beach. God, I don't know why this one came to me. It's not Charlotte. It's not Miami. Orlando? No, not Orlando. Orlando didn't help me. They don't really have much in the way of bigs anymore after taking away Baba.
right?
Uh, you know what scares me? They have Bol Bol.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that should be nice for him to get some more PT. Can't think of him.
definitely not. I can't think of it. I had it, and it's just not hitting for me.
All right, then I'll go with my Western team. I was thinking San Antonio.
Yeah, you know what? They have something good going with John McCoy anyway, so I can see where you're coming from on that one.
Because with Popovich and San Antonio, they never shy away from the you know
Being
first,
defensive anchors.
yes, defense and ball facilitation.
That is something that the Lakers really do well under, in my opinion.
And for the East, I'm sure the money wouldn't line up right for this. But as far as him being a paint beast, and alongside someone else, where would it really take away from their shine? I think he would fit well with Giannis in Milwaukee.
You know what? I can see that at least until Gobert really truly demands his respect because that's where Giannis makes his name is offensive board, offensive board bashing and foot bashing.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not confident of Giannis. No, my opinion doesn't see him as the takeaway. That's my only takeaway from him as a player. He's a great player otherwise. Great defensively, great with boards, nice playmaker when he has to, and plays really tough, get to the basket kind of ball. I cannot stand him. I'm not talking about as an ugly defender. He's still inconsistent
But when it's on, it's on.
for Giannis.
Yes. But I feel like him and Gobert could be pretty decent in a pick and roll situation. Like Gobert could screen, Giannis can go in and do his thing, or Gobert could do a light roll. He could like hit him like a little close, like 15 footer, 12, 15 footer, or like a little floater, or he could even crash in and Giannis could do a dump off, or they could just both be down low like you said with the offensive rebound. Like it would help to have that second offensive rebounder down there. I don't think that would hurt the Bucks necessarily.
But when you really start looking over Lopez, can he actually space the floor?
Mm, I mean, if it works out the way I said, I would hope it would. Then yeah, sure, why not? Because Brook Lopez off the bench, would it hurt? And it's not like he does have to come off the bench and play like 20 minutes. He could still play like 28, 30 minutes off the bench. Like how Sadiq just was for the Pistons. Like he wasn't starting, but he was playing starter minutes.
Yeah. Oh, that's oh my god. Who's the Pistons?
The Pistons with James Wiseman now, going along with Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart.
But where's that? But yeah, where's that put Isaiah? Yeah, there you go. And Ben Wallace then for center.
I mean, he's been playing the power forward for him, so does he fall, I mean, anything could happen. Jalen Duren could fall out of the starting lineup. They could exercise, different options between all three of them at the 4 and 5. Maybe they'll run Wiseman at the 4, Durant at the 5. Maybe Wiseman will come off the bench and they'll keep what they got. Maybe Isaiah Stewart will come off the bench. You never really know.
That's the barely you're asking for though. That's really hard to get.
For Milwaukee, for sure. I don't think they have that bread with Giannis, Drew, and Middleton eating up that salary.
Speaking of Middleton, did you see that meme of his haircut going around?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, yeah, the man looks exactly like one of them fucking peanut head people from the Proud Family.
Oh no. Oh no. Nah, that's terrible. But he's coming off an injury, and it was kind of rough the first couple of games, but he's getting back to the groove of it. I always respect a player with
I'm
the
gonna
the
hell
big.
for that one, but I accept it.
Man, a power family, what a good show.
Alright, I say we keep sending. So why don't we go ahead and wrap up here and get ready to wrap things up. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. We already got one other thing going on at the West. What do we see coming out of the East? And then we'll go with what we think we can do our year-end award predictions.
Okay, okay. Out of the East, I definitely, like I
I don't
said,
think the top four changes.
oh yeah, top four is okay. Yeah, that's staying the same. But as far as 5 to 8 goes, like I said, with what the Nets have, I can still see them being a playoff team. Um, Honestly, like you said, the top four won't change, but I can still see. I don't think Miami's gonna move out of that sixth spot. If anything, the Nets and Miami will flip.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
about it.
I don't. I mean, the plane goes what to the 10th seed, right?
Uh, yeah, Pacers and Lakers and the ninth and
Okay.
ninth and seventh.
So off of today,
Nine and eight and seven and 10.
off of this instance, I'd say from 10 to 12, I'd say the Raptors are gonna take that 10th spot. I think the
Yeah,
Bulls are gonna do
yeah,
just enough to keep their playing spot. I think all these teams are
yeah,
pretty much gonna stay in.
yeah. It's really hard for me to say, to be honest with you. But
If the Nets start doing like really bad, then obviously a team is gonna fill that spot. But I don't see them. I don't think the season is gonna last long enough to necessarily fall below the 10th seed. I think they have enough firepower to maintain. Just like I do with Miami. Like I feel like Miami is gonna hold in to miss that play in.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the East stays up the next 10 years, so all the way up and down. I don't see them changing very much that. Maybe some flip flops to the play inside. Maybe 5, 6 flip flops to the side. 1, 2, 4. I don't think it changes much for the rest of the season, if at all.
It's like you said, just with the West. I mean, now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of hard to say, especially with the first four being locked in. There's not that many spots left. But if it comes down to the play-in, if I had to say who's taking the seventh and eighth seed out of these teams, I'd say the Knicks is gonna be in there, and
Knicks in the Eastern Conference,
oh, I'm sorry.
or you said Western.
Oh, I was saying how the Western is like hard to choose from because of
Yeah.
their situation. Well, I'm saying the East is kind of hard too because the first four are locked in, so there's not a lot of spots left. But if I had to say the play-in was to end today, like the teams that are gonna lock in at that 7 to 8, I'd like to see the Knicks, and with the way Toronto is, I'd want to say that Toronto would be that sleeper to sneak in that eighth seed. Just with the matchups there
We're gonna have to
between
talk.
that play-in, I think they come out.
We're gonna have to talk about. We're gonna have to talk about Siakam one time. Um, not on here, but another pad, another pod. We are gonna have to bring up Siakam because honestly, I think he's underrated. He's under. I don't want to say underappreciated, but underrated perimeter wings. I don't think he's getting as much respect.
I feel like Siakam is an like you said unspoken leader. Doesn't really like get the credit he deserves. I feel like that goes for a lot of the players on that team. I feel like Van Vliet is really dictated as that one guy, but I feel like OG is there as a veteran leader. I feel like you said Siakam there as a veteran leader, and I feel like I can see everyone's game rubbing off on Scotty. Scotty isn't the
Exactly.
most consistent scorer, but
Very
he's
stereotypical.
right. He isn't the most consistent scorer. He isn't the guy that's always going to give you like 15 plus tonight. Sometimes he has like 12 points. Sometimes he, has 18. Sometimes he has
And the
30.
good thing is, and the good thing is, he doesn't have to be every single night.
Right. He's just a solid player all around. That's really what the Raptors have in their wings. They're all solid players. They can defend all five. They can all handle the ball. They can all shoot, drive and draw attention,
All right,
and
so
move the ball.
let's. All right, so let's go ahead and segue into the last one before we let it go.
Yeah, I
Um,
got
Year End Award.
you. MVP, and we'll both say our selection. I'll go first on this one. I think Jokic is taking this one again.
Yeah, he's just the only one I look against. I mean, the way he's been performing, he is touching the Nuggets away. Don't get me wrong, he has a more healthy team than he has had the last 2 years, but that makes drafting playoff position look attractive like this. I mean, he's got very slim pickings behind him.
I feel like it's the obvious choice. First seed, the numbers, um, the playoff projection is just all there. Coming off of two back to back, kind of already helps his case too. Like I just don't see any other team as like if I had to say who's winning the finals right now, I'd say it's the Nuggets. Like I can't solidify any other team that's going to the finals. Like the Celtics are good, but I can't say they're definitely going back. I can see the Nuggets
No,
definitely pushing through.
the Nuggets got it. I don't see, barring injury, I don't see any team that will probably
And,
squander through that. Not even Golden State, not even Phoenix.
and the Nuggets have been like that for the last couple of years. There's always been injuries. Jamal Murray gets hurt, and PJ got hurt. Critical situations, and they didn't have the depth to handle that. But with how Eric Gordon is right now, and how everyone else is playing on a high level, they definitely have that drive right now, heading into the second half of the season.
What do you think? I'm going to go ahead and state mine. I believe I already told you. Can't be tempted. Um, Here's why. Over time, in this entire season, he's been a walking, he's been the epitome of exactly what you need down low. He has been the most consistent player in the league at that.
Yes.
So in my opinion, he deserves most improved player. Now, who will win it? I think we can all agree the consensus pick, J. Gilgis Alexander. Deservedly so, yes, but again, I do think Nero deserves a honorable mention on this one because he has been the most consistent player on the Rockets, hands down, and has been able to win game in and game out.
Especially as a playmaker, like with them not having a dominant, facilitator. And they have nice guards, but I don't think they have a dominant facilitator. They kind of all play off of each other, like how the Spurs play off of each other. And he has that. He has been that center focus for that. He can handle the ball as well, and create. He's been a great creator for that team.
Exactly.
And adding on to that, I feel like Jalen Green can also be an honorable mention, especially he's been making major leaps since his rookie season. As far as
Oh yeah,
performance, but as as a leader as well. I feel like he's coming into realizing his role on this team and how much he has to be of an enforcer to the rest of the team. Like he's realizing his position. He's not just one of the top drafted players on his team. He is the player to build from. Like I don't really know how to put that into words.
to build around.
Yeah, he's learning that he's the franchise guy, that it is his team or
Yeah,
something in that sense.
yeah. Honestly, there's a lot of players who go with defensive player, but at the end of the day, I think we can all agree that the consensus is probably going to be Gilgis Alexander.
Yes, the hands down. It should be.
Um, okay, good. So,
That's an interesting one. There's many candidates for that one. Um, it's
Marcus Smart has the hype train because he's successful. He will not get a second shot, at least not back to back. I think it's going to go to somebody who's been a little bit unheralded under the wings as of late,
well, right.
and that go ahead.
Right. So, I actually want to hear your prediction first.
I think it's actually going to be him. I don't think he gets enough credit on this list because he has been very consistent, and this has to be Bam or Miles Turner.
Okay. It's interesting on both of those. And what I was gonna say, because I just went in had a look, that like the odds this year for DPOY. Now I remember talks about Bam being in the DPOY race last season, and I was happy for me. I don't have a favorite team, but if I had to choose, it'd be Miami because it's my home team. And Bam is right now sitting in second for the DPOY odds, only behind Jaren Jackson Jr. in Memphis.
Oh my God, I did not put this one down before that happened. Um,
Right
I
now,
did not put him there.
right.
Yeah, like 2 minutes ago, I bring this up like 106.95.
Oh damn. Right now, the DPOY odds are saying Jaren Jackson Jr. sitting at number one, and as follows it goes: Bam, Nick Claxton, Brooke Lopez and Giannis at five.
Where did you put that?
Yeah, I would have never guessed
But
Brooke Lopez.
might be, but I'm actually putting not just blocks per game. I'm also putting up blocks or assists per game. I'm also throwing up rebounds as well too. That's what's me making the push that with the defensive, and that's why I see value in it.
I feel like Giannis will
Now,
be on there for a good minute throughout the next 5, 10 years.
no question. Now, coach of the year.
Coach of the year.
This one's tough.
I'd give it to the Celtics coach.
I am between both Celtics and Nuggets head coaches.
I I, I want to give
They
it.
have been they've had really one of those.
I want to give it to the they have Udoka as their head coach, right? I want to give it to him because I feel like
Yeah.
they faced more adversity than the Nuggets this season. Like I said, the Nuggets were
Oh
pretty healthy
yeah.
this year, aside from Jamal Murray, but they had Jamal. I mean, not Jamal. They had Jalen Brown out for a good length. They had Robert Williams out for a good length, and then back and forth with everyone else. Um, Brogdon has been looking really nice. He's fitting more into the offense now. Like I feel like, and like you said, the East is kind of harder to play in because of how balanced it is.
Exactly.
So I feel like
I
they
just
have
want to
that.
say this. This is probably a bit off topic. I want you guys to go play a certain something else up, but
I'm
I guess
done.
I kind of want to see it coming right on my mic.
I'm done.
That's so terrible. What the hell going on?
But that's where I'm going for coach of the year.
And it's up to you. Like you said, that one's a good one for sure.
Rookie of the
And
year?
last but not least, MVP.
Ooh, MVP. Forget rookie of the year. Oh, we already did MVP. Jokic, remember?
Oh shit, yeah.
Rookie of the year is the last one.
Yeah, rookie of the year. Jesus, I should have fucking forgot about him.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm thinking Paulo, and my honorable mention would be Jalen Duran.
yeah, that's honestly where it's at. I was probably thinking most simply because he also, well, simply because he really easily do what he want to Magic because they're the Magic.
Yep.
Uh,
You got more than enough room to do whatever the hell you want to do, especially with
exactly.
his size and
If you
stature.
lined up with anything that, if you were lined up with anything that Prince Dwight Howard was playing that you probably have MVP because
He has the most
yes,
space
you're
to.
right. I think that's very true.
He has the most
Um,
space to play.
who is? Oh yeah, exactly. The other thing is you said who else did you say? Jalen Green,
Jalen Duran, the Pistons.
Jalen Duran. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that one because he's been a better defensive. Not that necessarily a good defensive player, but a defensive player.
I feel it. He's been hitting the glass pretty hard.
Exactly. So he does have some room to speak about it because it's going to come down to those people. It'll come down to those two anyway. But Memphis also has that
Oh yes, he's been
how
nice.
do you pronounce his name?
I
This guy will play
been
well.
into. I actually listened to a podcast he had with JJ Reddick. Bless you. About it was a podcast on him and Tyrese. It was a podcast JJ had on him and Tyrese, and it was a really good listen. But yeah, I forgot about him too. He's definitely, I'd say it's out of them three for sure. Jaden Ivey's been looking good in recent, but it hasn't,
Yeah,
been throughout the course of the entire season.
yeah. Here's my take. Pacers make the playoffs. Nuggets, Mavericks.
Okay, I can see that.
Knowledge.
I can see that. Especially if Mathurin's a good, like a good reason why they made it.
Yeah. So with his consistency everywhere, because I know he hasn't been able to do it before, but he's been consistent otherwise.
As far as production, like overall goes, yeah.
Yeah. Um, they make it, and it's because they give him better strategies.
Yep, I can see that. Dang. I can't wait till we get back to this. Really, it should be it. Coach of the year, MVP, Rookie of the Year, DPOY, and Most Improved. That's all of them. But as far as playoff predictions go, I'm gonna save that for another one because I usually don't like making my predictions until after the first round. But I think this year I will.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wait till once the actual regular season starts off, and then we'll get into a true playoff prediction. Who knows? We may find brackets set up.
Ooh.
And here's how I would want to do that. Let's get some bets and let's get some votes going. I'm getting hopes there.
Yeah, I'd love to hear everyone else's input on how these teams are gonna pan out for the rest of the season and how the the playoff bracket itself is gonna turn out.
Yeah, once the bracket is locked up officially, we should look into that um, and see how well that goes. Because that's always fun. It's like March Madness.
Yeah, it's a little bit of excitement for me. You get playoffs. Everyone comes in together for the playoffs. We all kind of hate the regular season, especially now with everyone dropping these 50-point games back to back. Dang, I want to touch up on that too, but I know I'm pressed for time. I'm sorry, but I really have to pick someone up in like 5 to 10 minutes. Man, we should definitely get together again, bro. Like write down some of these topics that are like kind of trailing off. Like we're talking playoffs. What did I just mention? Like right before I said this.
Um,
Oh
the
yeah,
back-to-back 50-point games, basically all the scores on which that,
I'm
and
just
how consistent they've been being.
because I actually wrote about some of this in my notes, like about the scoring upward part.
Yeah. And also another thing too is I think Sunday being Super Bowl Sunday. I kind of want to dig into at some point. I kind of want to dig into the NFL landscape.
Okay, well, tell you this. I am not big on football, but if you want to get together possibly and I could just, ask you some questions on how you feel about it and, your thoughts on the whole thing, then we can do that.
Yeah, it was something down the line. Obviously, I kind of want to move forward with that because, like I said, it's going to be an interesting one once the off season officially hits.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can definitely get together on that. Or if we know anyone else that would like to talk, I'm pretty sure I have some football heads that I play with on 2K. Like my boy Trey, I could definitely get him in here.
Got to get him on. All right, man. I know you got to get running, so in case anybody else, in case this jumps on, I know you can run myself too. So got to take the kids to school.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for
All right.
orchestrating all this. Really glad you reached out to me today, earlier today. We got to have this talk.
Awesome. Yeah, because we were close that line after another. This is going to be an opportunity that isn't found often.
Man, if I got another tweet from Woj, I swear, like my head was gonna explode. Every 2 minutes, it was something. It's hard to keep track. But well, yeah, we'll definitely get back
I'm
together.
glad you got that figured out.
We got a lot to talk about here, man. Just from what we talked about here alone to follow up on. But
Oh yeah.
I love, man, basketball. My favorite sport.
Yeah. Well, definitely. Just for those listening, final has actually not happened. Portland Nets and Chicago Bulls 116-105.
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna have to check the box score on that.
25 points, 6 boards, 4 steals, or 6 assists and 4 steals, and 5
Jeez. And for people, and again to reiterate, this is my boy Game Crazy Score. I believe you go by Game Crazy TTV now.
Yes, sir.
That's GAM3, not the E, Crazy TTV.
Find me on Twitch. I'll be live soon enough. So thank you for tuning in. And I'll start making my presence known once again on Discord.
And it won't hurt to, still give him a follow on Twitch. Follow him at him on Twitter as well. Really funny guy. Come on, Batman. Come on, bro. But alright, man.
Alright, man. I'll catch y'all.
Thank you, bro. Have a good one.
Anytime.
Good night. Alright, so you guys, this is it for the Player Chatter podcast today. It was a great talk. That was really fun. Thank you, Driss, for coming in and chatting with me. I'm sorry I missed your messages, bro. I will be online, not tonight, but maybe sometime this weekend. Oh snap! Discord text. Oh, okay, the room is done. But yeah. Thank you for anyone who listened, who came to listen in. I will try to extract the audio from this live stream to get this into like a raw footage type of situation, or I will post this out as the second episode to this Player Chatter podcast. So it's kind of keeping it a surprise because I'm still editing the first episode. It's going to be probably like a 10-15 minute little segment that I had for myself. It was kind of just a spur of the moment type of thing that I did because I wanted to really just start this podcast. It's something that's been on my mind for the last few years, and I just needed to just go for it, just open the door for myself. But we will be back. Not just Scorp, he was a great guest, but myself as well. We'll be back with more people for you guys and more topics and more discussions about NBA and maybe even more sports outside of basketball. It was fun, you guys. You guys have a great night. This is your host, Jordan. Peace.